When you are going to share a Google Slides deck to Seesaw, you have a couple of options depending on what you want it to do. The first option is that you can publish it to the web. When you publish to the web, you are creating a space online for this document and it will act exactly the way that you expect it to. So I'm going to get the link here, control copy, and I'm going to tell it it's already published to the web since I did it for practice. And then I'm going to slide over to Seesaw and I'm going to add, I'm just going to post to student work so that you can see what it will look like. It works the same way when you're creating an activity. The link. And I'm going to post the link here. So after we've posted with the link and it's published to the web, when the student clicks that, whether it's in an activity or straight to their journal, it does not matter. It will open up and look like this, and they will have to click this little button and it will take them to the web. That's one way to do it. It's published. This is actually a really good way for students to do presentations that they are turning in to you. So a slide deck of a project that they've completed. That is one way to attach it in Seesaw. Now notice it opened up this in a new window. So students will have to navigate back, or on an iPad, they would simply push the home button and then tap Seesaw again to be back in their Seesaw account. Another option is to share it as a PDF. And what you do is you go to File and you download a PDF of the document. And you'll notice it popped right up down here on my computer, or you can download it to your iPad the same way. And then when we go over to Seesaw, I'm just adding in the journal for speed, but I would not necessarily do it this way. You can do it in activity the same way. So now I'm going to upload, and I can just drag and drop that file right in there. And notice that it has put each slide of my presentation into a new page of the Seesaw document. And then I can add activity pages on the end, or whatever it is that I want to do. The one thing that you have to keep in mind is that the links are no longer live when you do this. So let's head over to that document. And here's what the student will see. They can do click into the document, but the links aren't live. They don't work. I have a link here for this one. It doesn't do anything. So in order for the kids to use any links or play any videos or any of that, they have to view original, which is one button click, the same way it was in the publish to the web option. So that's something that is personal preference, what you can choose. Again, it comes up in a separate window, so students will have to go back to Seesaw to use that. Another method for sharing in Seesaw is the one you want to use if you actually want the students to edit the slides. For example, you send them a presentation that has some preset slides with questions that you want them to add their own answers onto and submit. In that case, you want each student to end up with a copy of the presentation that they are going to edit in their own drive. You don't want them all editing the same document, because then everybody would undo each other's work. So we're going to go up to the share button, and we're going to make sure that this says that it's for Glastonbury Public Schools, and it's going to be viewer, and we're going to copy that link. And now when we go to Seesaw, we are going to add it, and you can assign this an activity. Again, I'm choosing post student work for quickness of it all, and I'm going to put the link in here. But instead of right after this, I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to, right after the slash, I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to put copy. Now, when I do that, what it does is force the student to get a copy of the document. Notice that I don't see my Google Slides here anymore. Unfortunately, it's one of the downsides of this. What I recommend you do to get around that is to take a screenshot of your beautiful activity in Google Slides, and then you can paste it into the directions portion of the Seesaw activity. That way it looks different and that all your activities don't all look the same. But once I've done this, I can check this off, pass it in, and what happens is when the student clicks it, whether it's in an activity or in their journal, it doesn't matter, they click this, and they have to click the link, but it's going to automatically pop up with this. Would you like to make a copy of practice presentation? Yes, make a copy. And when they do that, it opens up a copy of it for them that is saved in their own drive. And when they edit this presentation, it does not affect your master copy, nor does it affect anything anyone else has saved. They have a copy of this that they are going to do, and then you can see it. They can turn it in. When they're done working on it, what they would do is to grab this here. You can say restricted, only people can open the link, or you can say Glastonbury Public Schools, fine. And they're going to grab that link and head back to Seesaw, and then they would post that in their response where it says add a response. They would post that link in their response, and it would show up for you as the response in their activity. So just for an example here, if I have this as my activity and I need to add a response as a student, they would grab link here and they would paste that link that they copied. And then when they go to submit their activity, you can see as the teacher that the sample student has now submitted this activity. And if I click it, it will take me there and I can look and see at what they've done. It doesn't take me to my original, it takes me to that student's copy, which is excellent.